Here comes the blitz. Castellanos in trouble. Heaves one towards the end zone. Intercepted. It's over. Virginia has done it.
Field next Saturday night as SEC rivals for the first time.
Just want to get all this out real quick. They're already coming out on this field here.
Another premature field rush. Goalposts are down.
Let's see if we get people tackled here by the security.
You know, they had to clear people off after a 13-minute delay in Tempe to play one more play.
What part of you think the clock's in? You think they don't see the clock? They just see other people running and they just take off like sheep. They just take off.
Stampeding sheep. I don't know what they were thinking. I mean, I think they're thinking that it's a huge win, and they have not had anything like this in a long time.
You use 4 of your 5 offensive linemen, top 5 receivers. That's tough, but look at this.
Here comes a Sooner stampede. Oklahoma crushes Alabama and may have dealt their postseason dreams a fatal blow tonight here in Norman. You won't know the answer to that for a while, but loss number 3 stings and carries heavy weight. Jalen Milroe, not the evening he hoped for. 3 interceptions. Somewhere down in that Oklahoma Crimson mosh pit is Holly Rowe with Brent Venables. He said something interesting, embracing and using the suffering. And there's been a lot of that this season. Just their second conference win, their first FBS win since September. Couldn't get any sweeter than this.
Direct snap, pitch back, Reed rolls right, dropped! It was dropped! Auburn wins! A day of chaos in the SEC around college football. And no different here at Jordan-Hare. What a game and what a win for Auburn. In 4 overtimes, 43-41.
And like that is just crushing.
This game deserved a different ending than that.
It sure did. I mean, you just hate to see a player have it right there and then they just not able to come through. But for Auburn, wow.
And that'll do it. Iowa 23, Penn State 20, and here they come. It's not heaven. It's Iowa. Instead, Levitt going to back up and just throw it deep. Clock's at 2, at 1, it lands at 0, and the game's over. What a win for Arizona State. So they're going to look at this to make sure that the clock is at 000. They're going to review it to double check, because if not, BYU would have 1 play. So they're going to have to clear the field here.
Back to 6-2. Colorado about to lose. Again, it has to hit something out of bounds before the clock can stop. It crosses with about 2 seconds to go, and it lands in the stands. Ooh, is there still a half second left? That would put the ball at midfield and give BYU a shot. Still no announcement. Waiting for the replay official Gene Semko and Michael Vanderbilt, the referee. Kenny Dillingham, you see, very adamantly believes this game's over. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now there's 11. They just got the 11th guy on. Retzlaff steps up, moving to his right, hoists it deep. And it's underthrown, and it was caught but short of the goal line. It was caught by Chase Roberts, but it doesn't matter. The game is over, and now they can celebrate. Arizona State with the win.
Yamaliaba, this is going to be the last play of the game. Scrambles and is shoved out of bounds. No time left. Arkansas pulls the upset. Oh, Pittman. For now, the goalposts are safe. They're going to slowly lower them. Last play, for all the poise that Nico has, he's sort of lost track of the situation.
Glad McConkey was going to be open. He doesn't have that same belief and trust in these other guys. They have a lot of good players, but they don't have those kind of guys that you can depend on in those situations.
And that'll be something to watch, because the expectation of Georgia is to be in the mix for a national championship. And right now, the way this team is playing,
they're storming the field. The game's not over. The referee, Jeff Heeser, telling the fans to get off. So Kirby Smart will not be vacationing in Oxford. Lane Kiffin not happy about this development. Kirby's first career loss back in 2016. Georgia's last trip to Ole Miss was here. And it was and remains the biggest loss of his career. And now they lose to Ole Miss for just the second time in the last 13 meetings, both here in Oxford. One of the great offenses in college football, now coupled with a great defense. And they're still alive with an eye toward the college football playoff. Lane Kiffin has his biggest win. Ole Miss has its first home win against an AP top 2 team ever, and just their second all-time in 26 games against the top 2, home or away. And right now, Lane just wants to get off the field. Here's Molly McGrath with Lane Kiffin.
Coach, I finally caught you. The fans with a little premature rushing of the field, but the highest ranked home win in school history. They have a lot to be excited about.
a run here in the postseason.
They have a huge one next Saturday night at home on ABC against Tennessee, but still to come tonight, Alabama at LSU. Don't go anywhere. Final score tonight here in Oxford. Ole Miss 28, Georgia 10. For Molly McGrath, Greg McElroy, our great crew led by Phil Dean and Scott Johnson, Sean McDonough. Good night from Oxford. Let's send you back to the studio.
Second down now. Deep strike. Got the big man. Crabtree pulls free. And touchdown. Red Raiders with a second to go. This is 28 yards. The fans have stormed the field. They're going to have to clear the field here. They're going to have to clear the field. They've got to get everybody off, and they're going to penalize Texas Tech.
Against an inexperienced corner, you just throw it up and allow him to adjust and make the play, and the strength of his hands to get around Curtis Brown and into the end zone. He did not step out of bounds, and Harrell just put this up, relying on the best receiver in college football to make a play, and the strength of his hands.
The ruling on the field is confirmed. It's a touchdown.
And they're going to storm the field again. They got to get him off. This game's not over. Now, if they penalize the crowd for this, remember that kickoff. Squibbit. Here comes the lateral. There's one. Intercepted. Texas Tech upsets the #1 team in the country. No more penalties for this crowd. They can storm the field. There's the symbol in Lubbock. Guns up. Let's go to Lisa with the quarterback.
Barrett steps up, pressured again and dropped. And Penn State is going to get their signature win on a whiteout night in Happy Valley.
Plays. Their offense with McSorley didn't look like they were going to have enough tonight, but they did. They came up with it, and this is a big one.
Not since 1964 as an unranked Penn State team beating an opponent ranked in the top 2. Way before all these students were born and their parents were born. A night that those here will not forget, the Penn State family. Sam has Coach Franklin.
Last win that they had,
I think
maybe
you'd have
2005
to go back.
when they beat Ohio State.
Perhaps you'd have to go back more than a decade,
long
I think.
time. I mean, this is big opportunity, and you know, it got off to a slow start when they were down.
Monumental whiteout night for Penn State. And we'll see you next week from Tallahassee. Never get it going. That might be one. Well, they will kick it deep. They will kick it deep, and Spillman will have a chance. That's a surprise. He's got some room. Jawan Spillman with 1 second to go does get it across the 40, and now the students come out of the end zone emptying on the field. There's still a second to play. The Rutgers players trying to turn the fans around, and now they're coming at it from both sides. Hold on, this game is not over. Whistle, snap, final play. Brown, hit and sacks. A fitting ending to Rutgers' biggest win ever. Well, that's the benchmark, but that doesn't begin to describe what it means to the guys in red. It's okay to smile, Coach. Bye-bye BCS for Louisville. There's more wood to chop. Rutgers has knocked off the third-ranked Louisville Cardinals and ended Louisville's BCS dreams. Now Rutgers will have to join the conversation. 9-0. How high can they go?
From 40. On the way, a knuckleball. He got it! And here they come. misery is over on Rocky Top. Well, if you don't like college football and you watch this one, I'm not sure what your problem is. 52-49, Tennessee remains unbeaten.
We say it all the time to ourselves, but how lucky are we to be able to be part of this?
No doubt. Presented by Rocket Mortgage right after these messages. So long from Rocky Top.
The Orange Crush is on in Knoxville after one of the craziest games we have ever experienced. And those are some very important uprights that are coming down and may end up in the Tennessee River tonight.
Ride 'em, Cowboy.
After the Vols defeat the Tide 52-49.
10 of 11 on the year. From 28 yards away for an Aggie upset win. And it's good. He got it. The fine that's probably upcoming for what just happened tonight.
I think you could call that a signature win for Jimbo Fisher.
Absolutely.
Michigan Wolverines, and Jim Harbaugh gets his win over Ohio State.
Michigan defeats Ohio State 42-27. Finally. Downstairs on the field, our Jenny Taft has a victorious Coach Jim Harbaugh. That old school football, blocking, tackling, and running the rock.
Every level of football, the higher the stakes, the bigger the stage. The football goes the opposite direction. Who can block? Who can tackle?
Excited to see what they come up with. This could be fun.
Victory formation in a night that Gamecock fans have waited a long time for and will savor forever. Haven't seen a handshake yet. It's going to be hard to execute that now. Party is on, Columbia. Heupel and Bieber did not come together, and Josh just being escorted off of this field and away from this party. Spencer Rattler says, I'm keeping that football. I'm keeping that for life.
He should. What a night. It's a night you dream about.
Well-earned party. Our presence got nothing to do with it.
Look at that. Look at that.
You know, Shane said, Kurt, even in tough times, you got to always find some joy. You can't walk around expecting bad things to happen, which he feels they do a lot here. There's no curse on this program. He came out and said that this week.
Daniels for the win. Caught. It's good. LSU does it. Mason Taylor. Playing high school football a year ago. Taylor with a touchdown and the clinching two-point conversion and a field rush for the ages. And a night they'll never forget in Baton Rouge. Brian Kelly
aggressive, and it pays off. Shows the trust that he has in his quarterback, Jaden Daniels, as you take a look at Bryce Young, who fought valiantly on a night that wasn't necessarily his best night with he and his receivers. But it comes down to Brian Kelly's call with Jaden Daniels.
Key play of the game. So there we have it, just a huge upset. 62 points for Colorado. Gary Barnett beats Nebraska, and the goalpost on the left side is down already. That didn't take him but seconds. And I'm sure the one on the right is going to come down too. One goalpost down, and folks, that's about the quickest I've ever seen. And let's go down to Jackaroo. They don't. If they lose two, then it'll be Texas. Once again, our final score, Colorado 62, Nebraska 36. Can you believe it? ABC Sports is online at ESPN.com, keyword ABC Sports. Don't forget, more college football tomorrow. This is ABC Sports, continuing the tradition of excellence. So long, everybody, from Boulder, Colorado. The party is underway.
Remember, a block kick can go the other way, too. You got to be careful and get it up.
On the way. No, returned by Chris Davis. Davis goes left. Davis gets a block. Davis has another block. Chris Davis. No flags. Touchdown. Auburn. An answered prayer.
What we need to do is come back here more often. These are the two most unbelievable finishes. A forced deep field goal, and now Alabama does not have athletes on the field. They've got offensive linemen on the field. And once Chris Davis turns the corner, the only thing that was going to stop him was he fell down. It was a decent kick.
Yes, it was.
But a big gamble. I thought maybe a block this could happen. Who would have dreamed that this, because there's no athletes on the field for Alabama. They got all fat guys.
Just this atmosphere right now, he can't even really hear what I'm saying, I'm sure. Yeah, but what can you say just 2 weeks in a row here at Jordan-Hare Stadium and coming out with this?
This is one of the wildest scenes I have ever seen in college football. This field is just filled with orange and blue.
Harmon will probably try to squib it, and he does. Ball comes loose, and the Bears have to get out of bounds. Rutgers along the sideline, another one. They're still in deep trouble at midfield. They tried to do a couple of... The ball is still loose as they get it to Rutgers. They give it back now to the 30. They're down to the 20. Oh, the band is out on the field. He's going to go into the end zone. He's going into the end zone. Will it count? The Bears have scored, but the bands are out on the field. There were flags all over the place. Wait and see what happens. We don't know who won the game. There are flags on the field. We have to see whether or not the flags are against Stanford or Cal. The Bears may have made some illegal laterals. It could be that it won't count. The Bears, believe it or not, took it all the way into the end zone. If the penalty is against Stanford, California would win the game. If it is not, the game is over and Stanford is won. We've heard no decision yet. Everybody's milling around on the field. The Bears have won. The Bears have won. Oh my God! The most amazing, sensational, dramatic, heartrending, exciting, thrilling finish in the history of college football. California has won the big game over Stanford. Oh, excuse me for my voice, but I have never seen anything like it in the history of I've ever seen any game in my life. The Bears have won it.
Mike Elko across the field to congratulate Shane Beamer. And here they come. From everywhere. .4 win against the number 10 team in the country. There's Molly with Shane.
Every single game, you need to be talking to him, because I wouldn't trade that kid. I wouldn't trade that kid for anybody.
September of 2002 and a loss, 13-7 to number 9, Georgia. Pump fake, Nussmeier goes back shoulder, touchdown! Kyron Lacey, and LSU wins! A shake of the head from Lane Kiffin, realizing what a football game this was. What a win for LSU. Their first lead of the night comes on their first play of overtime. Kyron Lacey.
And it's for Tyler Trent, who got his wish. Who showed the toughness and the heart to make it here tonight and watch his team drub the number 2 team in the country. Final seconds, I wouldn't even snap it. Boilermakers rush the field. What a night in West Lafayette. It's a rage. The strobes are going off here. Have you ever seen this before?
How about the timing of the strobe lights? They got the fireworks going off.
They were ready for a party. Maybe they saw it coming. Nobody else did.
They had to practice that. I mean, that was right into
it. Not just an upset of an undefeated number 2 ranked team, a rout.
Another low snap. Sims deep into the end zone, double coverage. It is up for grabs. It might be, it's out of the end zone.
Well, this will be reviewed.
Sinquez Golson thought he had the interception.
Remember, he's 5'9". He went and got that.
Intended for O.J. Howard, who is 6'6".
He's got it. His foot comes down. Now, is he juggling it? He's got that football. Controls that football. That'll be reviewed. This could be an interception.
The previous play is under further review.
Absolutely. His left foot comes down. I think it's going to be called an interception.
Here's the call.
After further review, the ball was intercepted in the end zone.
Mississippi State wins big, and now Ole Miss knocks off Alabama. Hugh Freeze takes his football teams and knocks them off.
They're rushing the field. Bo Wallace wants to keep that football, and why would he not? It is the first time Ole Miss has ever defeated a top-ranked team.
Next home game in 2 weeks against the University of
How lucky are
we?
Yeah, we've had some good games, one right after another.
Well, for Gary Danielson, Allie DeForce, Vern Lundquist saying so long from Oxford. Our guys in the truck, Craig Silver, Steve Milton, our guys up here.
Late in the game. You got to get rid of the ball.
Nelson just flung up there almost for grabs, incomplete. And time is run out.
Well, you got to throw a quick route to the sideline in that situation. Buy yourself a little more time, or at least one more snap.
So no chance to attempt a possible game-tying field goal. BYU still standing on their sideline. Many of their players thinking there should be some time left on the clock. Let's look.
Well, here's the clock. You see it in your screen. That ball's up in the air. You can't blow the whistle till it hits the ground. Boom, right there.
Wow, they may have a point here.
Yeah, it tells me there's 1 second left.
Yes. Send it to overtime. Blocked. Live ball. Fans flooding the field. And Falslev is finally tackled, but a flag comes out.
Well, if they're going to call this on Utah, then it's a penalty for fans going on the field, and BYU would get another kick. But I don't know how you're going to get them off again.
We have a live ball foul.
Live ball.
While the play was still alive, the crowd rushed the field. That's a live ball 15-yard penalty from the 34. One on-time down at the 19.
Holy smokes. Wow is right.
Because it's a live ball foul, then that kick doesn't matter.
Now they're looking at like a 37-yard field goal attempt. A 36-yard attempt to try to send it to overtime, and it hit the upright, and the game does end. And for a third time, the Utah fans storm the field. It is officially over.
Third time was the charm for the fans.
But this game, Ray, was literally about a foot away from going into overtime.
Indeed it was.
If that.
What a ball game. What a finish.
And what an investment they've made in Diego Pavia, this attitude, this program, and the biggest win on the West End. Vanderbilt takes down #1 Alabama. Diego Pavia very nearly went into the stands to celebrate with his brothers, but instead they've come onto the field with him. And the rest of the students will do the same. Somewhere in that maelstrom is Alyssa Lang. Alyssa Lang will become the only one seemingly to stop Diego Pavia today. What a contrast in emotion, what a contrast in personality from Diego Pavia to Clark Lee. Clark, the college fullback, a monotone voice, and Diego Pavia is a volcano, and he has just erupted.